All right. So, excuse me if you hear any background noise. The dog's pretty hungry as I just made eye contact, so I better be careful. Dog's probably like, "Screw this fake ass world, man. What am I doing in here?" Anyways, it is a fake world. It for sure is a fake world. And Lynn Hamilton, Sanford and Son, and the Waltons actor dies at age 95. I'm not familiar with the show The Waltons, but I am familiar with Sanford and Son. I just caught something before. I just caught something. Wow, I'm noticing a few things here, but I just caught something before hitting the record button. Junk dealer Fred Sanford runs roughshod over his son and partner, Lamont, in a groundbreaking sitcom. Fred's money-making schemes routinely backfire, and he does just about anything to get out of working. Doesn't that sound amazing? Up to and including faking a heart attack. Actually, it doesn't sound that bad. He's rude, sarcastic, outspoken, overtly prejudiced, and pretty darn nasty to his friends and family. But I'm noticing that his name is Fred, and if you look at the last breakdown I did, is it the last one or the one before? Oh, it's the last breakdown I did on this channel. Look, FedEx founder Fred Smith dies. You see that? Now we have Lynn Hamilton dying. Okay. Best known for her recurring roles. I didn't want you to see all that yet. But what was Lynn Hamilton's character? Was Lynn Hamilton Fred's wife?
According to the New York Times, Ms. Hamilton was originally cast as a landlady for only one episode during the show's first season. She made enough of an impact to earn a regular role later that season as Donna, Fred's girlfriend and, eventually, fiancée.
Okay, so you see that? Fred's girlfriend and eventually fiancée. Okay? And there's a few clues in there. So what we're going to do is play this little video, and then I'm going to go forward, and we'll see if you picked up on any of those little clues as to what will be in the breakdown here very shortly.
Lynn Hamilton, an iconic actress, has passed away, leaving a lasting legacy. Known for her roles in Sanford and Son and The Waltons, her career spanned over 5 decades, showcasing her talent in both television and in theater. She was celebrated for her contributions to the entertainment industry. Ms. Hamilton was 95 years old.
I would say that's a full life.
Leaving
I would say that's a pretty full life.
career spanned over 5 decades.
Now, you may have caught it earlier. Oh, let's play this video again. Let's play this one first, too.
Lamont, I take it you don't approve of your father and I getting
Some footage here. I know I can't play all of this.
married. Do you mind telling me why?
Because it's ridiculous, that's why.
Okay. I don't know who... Is this Lamont?
He's too old, and you're gonna be miserable. What kind of life is it
Is this Lamont here? I think so, maybe.
being the wife of an old man?
Tell me nothing about my neither. I don't want to talk to her. Please stop it.
How much of this footage do you think I can get away with? I remember being young and kind of like flipping through the channels, My algorithm was more Bonanza, MASH, Gilligan's Island. But I remember flipping through and seeing this just as a child. I don't know if reruns or whatnot. I'm not sure.
And I think you ought to show some respect.
Tell that dummy.
And Fred, you be quiet. You only make things worse. Now, your son has a right to.
They recycle these shows over and over and over, man. With me and my algorithm, Married with Children. Roseanne was like semi-similar, not 100%. Other shows like that, right?
And don't you raise your voice at me, Fred Sanford.
I'll raise my voice when I get ready.
Not to me, you won't.
Okay, so you get some examples there.
Why?
Because it's ridiculous.
Again, I guess we can look at the Waltons real quick, and I promise we'll get going here soon. The life of a Depression-era family in Virginia's Blue Ridge Mountains is the subject. And how many shows are there called the Waltons? Look, this looks like an all-white family here. So I don't know if this is even it. How else would I ask? But if it is it, the show is seen from the point of view, look at this, of the eldest son, John Boy, who eventually goes to college. Look, serves in World War II. Ooh. There's a lot of talk about World War III right now, if this is the show. But look at that name, John. Look at that name, John. Serves in World War II, and eventually becomes a novelist. So look, that's interesting, isn't it? Because she played Donna Harris in Sanford and Son. Because she plays Donna Harris in Sanford and Son. Look at the name Sanford. Ford. Remember there was a President Ford as well. You gotta be kidding me. She played Donna Harris, and we know about Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Can anybody hear the name Donna Harris and not make that connection? And you just saw there was a character named John Boy in the Waltons. Waltons, like Trump Wall. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? I may go look and see if there was another show called The Waltons. I don't know. But what do you think about that? Now, what character did she play in The Waltons? And again, you see John Boy, whoever, Richard Thomas played John Boy. I feel like there was a Thomas name earlier trending. But anyways, Richard Thomas played John Boy. So we have Sanford and Son. You get Ford, president. You get Donna Harris. Remember, we had the Fred connection. FedEx founder Fred Smith, like Fred Sanford. You see that? And Landlady Donna Harris went to be the fiance of Fred. Landlady, is that kind of like real estate? Remember, Trump was synced up with real estate. What about Lynn Hamilton, like Lyndon B. Johnson? And there's that John again. 36 U.S. president. And that's fitting right now, as we're getting a lot of that energy with the sixes and 666. And obviously, you see 36 right there. We're in the 6th month. Lyndon B. Johnson, Lynn Hamilton. So there's a lot of presidents connected. You even see Ford, like I mentioned, Sanford and Son. Look, you get Son, like Johnson. Damn, I just caught that. You get Sanford and Son, like Lynn Hamilton, Lyndon B. Johnson, Donald John Trump up here on the right. Isn't that wild? John Boy with the Waltons. There might have been a President Hamilton. I ain't even gonna lie. That is possible. Now we need to look into that character a little bit more. It even says a representative for the late actor Calvin Carson shared the news of her death. And she was 95, so we're not expecting a lot of drama with how she died, apparently. But Calvin Carson shared the news. Calvin, like Calvin Coolidge. And look, Carson, like Sanford and Son, Lyndon B. Johnson, Lynn Hamilton. Why do I feel? Don't tell me there was a Hamilton president. Please don't tell me. President Hamilton. A founding father. Never held the office of president. Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't want to puke right now. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on here. I can't stomach it. You know what I mean? So, look, there's a lot of Terry Lynn Nichols energy out there. And you know what? You know what? Remember, this connects to Fred, the FedEx founder, who has the same birthday as Hulk Hogan, right? FedEx, World Wrestling Federation is what it was called back in the day, like FedEx. Same birthday. His real name is Terry. This connects to Terry Lynn Nichols. Okay, Terry's got the T like Thunder here as well. The Thunder win the NBA Finals. This all trending. Thunders win the finals. The FedEx guy dies. Connected to Fred Sanford. Lynn Hamilton dies. How does that connect to the NBA Finals? Because you see the score right there, 103 to 91. Game 7. Added up, you get 194. Look, that was the Oklahoma City bombing date, 194, the 19th day of the 4th month. When you add up that 103 and 91, even 103, politics equals 103. You can flip that 91, chaos equals 19. That was chaos. I can think of another event with the 1 and the 9, can you? But add up that score, 194, the 19th day of the 4th month with the OKC bombing. OKC wins the championship. Terry Lynn Nichols, Lynn like Lynn Hamilton. You see the politics connected? You see the politics connected, right? Terry like Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan. Same birthday as the FedEx guy. Remember, Fred Sanford here connected. Shout out to Richard West for calling OKC winning the finals. Ooh, look, this was a bombing of a federal building, like FedEx, like Hollywood Hulk Hogan, but he was Hulk Hogan with the World Wrestling Federation. Look, federal building. FedEx founder dies. Man, we're rolling, aren't we? Shout out to Richard West for calling the finals. I couldn't find the comment, bud. But we had some conversations at least 2-3 months ago where Richard called the finals and said it was going to be connected to the OKC bombing with OKC winning. Shout out to Richard West. I know I had some decodes as well, kind of maybe alluding to it, but Richard flat out called it. Man, that's amazing. And look, truck bombing of the federal building. Remember that truck blew up in front of Trump Tower, didn't it? And then a truck ran into the people at the parade in New Orleans. My memory's slipping me a little bit. But was that around that was around New Year's, I think, in New Orleans? New Year's, New Orleans. Right? Trump Tower, OKC bombing. I can think of some other towers that were related in a chaotic event. Look at the 19th day of the 4th month. That event also had the 9 and the 1. And remember, chaos equals 19. 91, the Pacers score. Where did Timothy McVeigh die? He died in Indiana, but I guess that wasn't the next slide, so you're going to have to wait. Pacers go down. Look, Lynn Hamilton. Look at her birthday, 6 days after the OKC bombing, with the Terry Lynn Nichols connection. Don't forget this was Donna Harris and Sanford and Son. You see, Timothy McVeigh died in Indiana, and Indiana lost to OKC. Right? I can look at all of these numbers and they all land. Did she die at 95 and this bombing was in 95? Or did she die at age 95? She may have died. I think she died at age 95. She died at age 95 and the OKC bombing was in 95. Yeah. Wow. Timothy McVeigh looking like Eminem, Marshall Mathers more than ever there. Shout out to Richard West making a video. I can't remember if Richard pointed that out or if I pointed it out in the comments. I don't remember. But Richard's the one who inspired me. Richard made a video on Timothy McVeigh recently. And McVeigh died on Joe Montana's birthday. M. Montana like McVeigh. That's also Diana Taurasi's birthday. She played for the Phoenix Mercury in the WNBA. Mercury M like Montana. M like McVeigh. Again, M like Marshall Mathers. Timothy McVeigh looking like a dark-haired Marshall Mathers there, right? And look how he had lighter, or maybe it's just the color in the picture. You see Terry Lynn on the left right there. He died again. McVeigh dies in Indiana. You're telling me this isn't a script? Pacers go down to OKC. Come on, man. Look at this. There's probably something with Nichols, maybe like 5. Look, born in 55. Like a nickel is 5 cents. Come on, man. Don't forget God and Satan equal 55. We're in the 6th month with this death of Lynn Hamilton. H, the 8th letter, Trump equals 88. Her birthday 6 days after the federal building goes down. They said a truck and a bomb or whatever. Right? Fred, Sanford, her, they said fiance in Sanford and Son. FedEx guy dies, connected to Hulk Hogan. Remember, Hogan was at the Trump rally. What about Halliburton? Suffers right leg injury when Halliburton is kind of like Hamilton. You see that? You get the H and you get ton. Isn't that interesting? Don't forget Caitlin Clark heavily trending with the Indiana fever. Right? They got into a mini brawl with the Connecticut Sun, like Sanford and Son. Kevin Durant synced up with OKC. They drafted him when they were the Supersonics. He gets traded. This death hits. All of these stories connected. Halliburton like Hamilton. Tyrese T like Trump. It's a joke, right? Indiana Pacers, Indiana fever. Expect some more fever stories trending. You know, let's not sweep under the rug that she dies on Juneteenth. Officially, Juneteenth, National Independence Day, June 19th. Ooh, the 19th. She dies on the 19th. Did I mention that? With that Chaos 19. Pacers lose scoring 91. The bombing 19th day of April. Right? You know, with the New York incident with the 9s and the 1s. How she dies on Juneteenth, right? to commemorate the end of slavery in the United States. Sanford and Son has been hailed as the precursor to many other Black American sitcoms. It was a hit through its 6-season run. Lynn Hamilton dies in the 6th month. You see that? Look at her husband, Frank. Got the F, right? Like FedEx with, Fred, right? Connected to Fred Sanford. The FedEx guy's name's Fred. Fed, right? It's fitting. Notice how her husband's Frank Jenkins. He's got that Jenkins last name like Jeezy right here in the middle. And Jeezy's trending with the Thug Motivation 101, like a orchestra backed tour or whatever. What's up with that? And of course, you see the connection with Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, J. Wayne Jenkins, Jeezy trending. Hold on. Wasn't there a Wheezy character? Was it in the Jeffersons? And that's going to connect to Sanford and Son. Wheezy like Lil Wayne. Which show was Wheezy in? Oh, All in the Family? Oh, the Jeffersons. From her debut on All in the Family through her final episode, The Jeffersons, she went on referred to as Wheezy. Louise Jefferson. Jefferson was a president as well. Look at that. Wheezy. Look how it all comes together. Wheezy with Lil Wayne. Sanford and Son, obviously connected to the Jeffersons. You get George like George Washington. Don't forget this is Donna Harris right here in Sanford and Son. Husband's got the name Jenkins like Jeezy, synced up with Wheezy, synced up with the Jeffersons, synced up with Sanford and Son. Oh, it's magic. Don't forget who did the sit down with Jeezy. I did the breakdown. Gary Gerard Hamilton, again trending. You see, look, go watch that breakdown. Look at his name, 196, 196. The article published 196. Lynn Hamilton dies the 19th day of the 6th month. You see how this all connects with Black history on the world stage with Juneteenth. Hamilton, like Lynn Hamilton. He sits down with Jeezy. Jeezy's name Jenkins, like Lynn Hamilton's husband, Frank Jenkins. And again, Frank's got the F, like Fred. Sanford, like Fred, the FedEx founder that dies. Oh. Now, I think this is one last connection because I didn't look too much into the Waltons, the show. And look at, Bill Walton. Remember he died right before the NBA Finals? Was that last season? Or the season before? I can't remember. If it was last season or the season before. But Bill Walton died right before the finals started like a year or two ago. Look at May 27th. That wasn't that long ago. That was what, a little over 3 weeks? The anniversary? Oh, 24. He dies. So about 3 weeks ago was the 1 year anniversary. Okay. And that was synced up with the NBA Finals. As you see, this is synced up with the NBA Finals. Lynn Hamilton. Okay. In the show The Waltons. Everything's by the language. Bill Walton's date of death. You see that? Right around 3 weeks ago. Notice how he's born. His birthday, November 5th. The election, this last election was November 5th. Bill Walton's birthday. Okay? Right? So, come on. Within 3 weeks, look at Bill. He looks like Bill Clinton, another president. And his name's Bill. Okay? Look at his middle name. Theodore, right there. Wasn't there a president named Teddy Roosevelt like Theodore? Isn't this stuff wild? He died at 71. That's the 20th prime number. Like T Theodore, T Trump. Even Tupac born in 71. This stuff is all with the language, man. Bill Walton. I mean, come on. What is that like? She dies what? 22, 23 days after his birthday? Or after his death anniversary? Excuse me? And she's in the show The Waltons? And did I mention earlier, KD gets traded from the Phoenix Suns, trending at the same time. And this is Sanford and Son. Donna Harris, like Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Even my phone can't take it. My phone's just like, I know I'm just your phone, but I'm going to freak out right now. You see, it's that type of energy. Phoenix Suns trade Kevin Durant like Sanford and Son. How long are we? We're not going on 40 minutes. I'm okay around 30. I'm okay around 30.
Exposing the incredible journey of Lynn Hamilton. From Yazoo City to TV fame, she broke barriers and touched hearts. Here's what made her unforgettable. Born Alzenia. Lynn Hamilton in Mississippi, she moved to Chicago as a kid, training at the Goodman School of Drama, smashing racial barriers just to get on stage. In the 1970s, she became a household name as Donna Harris, Fred Sanford's smart, resilient love on Sanford and Son. At the same time, she played Verdie Foster on The Waltons, inspiring everyone with her character's fight for literacy. But she didn't stop there. Over 5 decades, she lit up Broadway.
There's a lot going on there. They said Verde. Who was Lynn Hamilton on The Waltons? And I saw all white characters. If that's the same show. Her name was Verde Grant Foster. That sounds like another president somewhere in there. Let's just go ahead. Why not, right? Let's just go ahead and put her name in the calculator, her character on The Waltons here. Let's see. Okay, let's just take that out. Foster, you get that F again. 6th letter of the alphabet. Dead. Oh my God. Verde Foster, 146. That's Trump's birthday. Let's make this nice and big. Come on, man. She was Donna Harris in Sanford and Son. Her name in the ABC 123 cipher, you get Trump's birthday? The freaking 14th day of the 6th month? Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't see how people can say, yeah, it's a fake world, whatever. I'm going to go back to scrolling TikTok. Hey, I'll doom scroll a little bit, but you can see my algorithm is at least on something that should matter, right? This stuff is wild. There's definitely going to be more here. You know? Remember 95 was the OKC bombing, and this is all synced up. Right? Don't forget, Russell Westbrook also drafted by the Supersonics, like KD, and turned OKC. He's trending as well. Even this was posted on Facebook. Sounds like Westbrook. Don't forget the lawmakers shot in Brooklyn Park. Did I say Brookland? Brooklyn Park. Mike Tyson's birthday in a few days. He's born in Brooklyn. Ann Burrell died in a Brooklyn home. The chef, the food lady. Her real name was Alzenia, I guess. I see right there. They said landlady turned fiance of Fred Sanford. That's what I read. She also starred in the comedy series Dangerous Women and the soap opera Generation. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. That's my breakdown. I guess through all of that written right there, I guess it's just natural causes, I guess it's just natural causes. Do you think I need to go ask? I guess, right? How did Lynn Hamilton die?
According to Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, Hamilton died at her home in Chicago on June 19, 2025, at the age of 95 of
Which we probably should have known. Natural causes equals 196, her death date. Shout out to you if you're still here. That's her death date. Natural causes, that's how she dies. Natural causes has the 88 like Trump. Okay. Lynn Hamilton, Sanford and Son, and the Waltons actor dies at 95. That's a mic drop. Until next time.